Hi, I'm Stephen Butt. This is my case study analysis on Heidi Roizen's career as part of Module 5 of Seminar on Organizational Behavior. So I can see from the outset of the article that Roizen she's being framed as a giver. She explicitly states that while she often helps people connect, she would only really do so when there was a mutual benefit between the two parties. As she started her career right out of Stanford, Heidi immediately put her network to use. She used a friend who worked at a company that had a position she was interested in to get inside contact information. This led to her actually talking to the manager in charge of the position, helped her get the job with over the other 60 applicants. Heidi then leveraged her own position as editor of the company newsletter at Tandem to sit in on high-profile management meetings, using the shared activities persuasion method to build a rapport with the CEO under the guise of the shared goal of communicating with the rest of the company, as she is the editor of the company newsletter. Heidi then went on to pursue an MBA at her undergraduate alma mater, Stanford. She was able to get the CEO from before to write her a recommendation letter. Following that, she went into business with her brother at Teammaker, and she developed a strong network while working at Teammaker, attending various tech conferences and events and joining tech-oriented groups. She showed the giver mentality a lot of being willing to invest time in developing relationships with people who weren't really established, who weren't really big players in the tech game yet. But of course, everybody has potential when it's so early on, and she does this all throughout her career. Sort of similar to Adam Rifkin. A good example of that is like when he made that punk rock database for some no-name fan after he put out the Green Day website. So while her network paid off in small ways previously, Heidi really brought it to bear when she worked as Vice President of Worldwide Relations at Apple. She used her extensive network to maintain developer backing of Apple. She was able to persuade these developers to stick with Apple using her established reputation of consistency, which permitted her to release ads with developer comments to utilize the principle of social to persuade others to follow suit, just basically peer pressure. Following her stint at Apple, Heidi then went into working as a mentor capitalist, basically just working on the board of companies in exchange for stake in these companies. This allowed her to help companies at their most vulnerable when they were young, and establish her as a memorable name in the minds of up and coming companies. Like these are companies that haven't been established yet. Any impact is going to be much greater than any you could make when they are already established. So she would help the companies she was on the board of by staffing them with her own old connections. And she wouldn't just bring in warm bodies. She'd make it a mutual benefit, making sure to match people with their needs. She's also aware of other people's schedules, like how she recognizes how busy other people are and adjusts the amount she asks for their help accordingly. So even though when she needs to get something from these people, she's still empathetic to their needs. But Heidi would build up her power over others by the shared activities method. She was very comfortable mixing her personal and business life all the time. She was hosting parties, meeting up at the health club during jogs. Her children went to the same school as one Vincent Pluvinage's own kids, and she actually used that as a networking opportunity. She ended up working as one of the board members on Pluvinage's company, Preview Systems. I do think it's kind of interesting that at the end Heidi ended up as a venture capitalist. I mean, the Give and Take book introduced first page to David Hornick, one who was also a venture capitalist, and just like David, Heidi would reply to pitches from complete strangers, which is pretty irregular for venture capitalists. Typically, it's introduce pitches, and they would respond to these even if they didn't actually end up funding them, because she felt it was important to maintain relationships with these prospective companies, even though she might not be the one that funds them. So, and as a venture capitalist with her established network already, she had no shortage of business. She had no problem. She had tons of cases every single day to go through. But I think with that, that's a pretty good explanation of Heidi's career, and yeah, so this has been the Module 5 case study. Thank you.